Hello students, myself R.K. Patel, PGT Biology, Kendriya Vidyalaya Maligaon. In continuous to my previous video, today we will study about the human brain. This is very important topic, human brain. Let us start. The brain is the main coordinating center in human body. It is protected by the cranium. The brain is situated inside the cranium. This is a type of box. It is covered by three membranes called meninges. Brain is covered by three membranes. These are called meninges, and a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid which protects the brain from shocks. There is fluid which is filled and it protects from the shocks of any injury. The brain has three main parts. Human brain may be divided into three parts. One is the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. So, first we will know about forebrain. Forebrain consists of cerebrum and thalamus. It is the thinking part of the brain and controls voluntary action. Very important. It is often asked in the exam, write the function of forebrain, or it is also asked which part of the brain is involved in thinking. Then answer will be forebrain. It controls touch. What are the other functions? It controls touch, smell, hearing, taste, sight, mental activities like thinking, learning, memory, emotions. These all activities are controlled by forebrain. You have to study very precisely. The question is asked to the point, and if you don't understand it clearly, your answers may be wrong. Come to midbrain, controls voluntary actions and reflects movement of head, neck, eyes, etc. And hindbrain consists of cerebellum, pons, and medulla. Hindbrain consists of three parts. One is the cerebellum, second is the pons, and third is the medulla. So let us learn the function of all three parts of the hindbrain. Question always asks from these portions. Cerebellum controls body movement, balance, and posture. And again, the question arises, which part of the brain or which part of the hindbrain is related to balance and posture? This is controlled by cerebellum. Pons control respiration. Very important part. Pons controls respiration. Medulla controls heartbeat, blood pressure, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and vomiting. So, dear students, you have to learn the part of brain and their function. Come to the figure and see about the parts of the human brain. This is the forebrain. Forebrain, this is cerebral cortex. You have studied that cerebrum. Here you have to distinguish between cerebrum and cerebellum. Cerebrum is the forebrain, part of the forebrain, while the cerebellum is the part of hindbrain. It is oftenly asked, write difference between cerebrum and cerebellum. Most of the part of the brain is covered by cerebrum, and this may be further divided into several lobes, such as the parietal lobe, here frontal lobe, and next come to the midbrain. Midbrain is between the forebrain and hindbrain, this portion, and hindbrain include, this is the cerebellum, this is the medulla, and this is the pons. So all these portion, it is the hindbrain, and most of the portion is the forebrain. Only a small portion is designated to midbrain. So this is the information about human brain. Let us come to know about spinal cord. You know that the central nervous system include brain and spinal cord. You have studied about the brain, and till spinal cord we will know about spinal cord. Now we will know about spinal cord. Spinal cord, the spinal cord starts from the brain and extends through the vertebral column. It has 31 pairs of the spinal cord. That is, it starts from the brain and it arises up to the tail. As you know, you have don't tail, but there is some vestigial part where the tail should be there. It carries message to and from the brain. Function of the spinal cord, it carries messages to and from the brain. That means the message from the brain, it passes to other parts of the body, and message from other parts of the body, it is bring to the brain. It also control reflex action. Most important question. Reflex action is controlled by spinal cord. It is not controlled by the brain, but it is controlled by spinal cord, and there are 31 pair of spinal nerves. See about the spinal cord. Spinal cord, this is the last part of your brain, medulla oblongata, and it is the part of the hindbrain. And these 31 pairs of spinal nerves are cervical nerves, which are present in your neck, thoracic nerves, which are present in your chest region, and lumbar nerves and sacral nerves. Ultimately, there is coccygeal nerves. There, this spinal nerve came into end. Muscles are three types. Muscles which are voluntary in nature. You have studied it in class 9th, so I am not going to take it in detail. Only some points I have to discuss about you. First is the skeletal muscles. It is also known as voluntary muscles. It is also known as striated muscles. Why it is also known as voluntary muscles? Because they work as per our will. Why it is known as striated muscles? Because there are dark and light patches, the dark and light band strips. So these are also known as striated muscles, attached with bones and having alternate dark and light band. Second is the smooth muscles. This is smooth muscles. It is also known as involuntary muscles. It is also known as non-striated muscles. These muscles are present in our internal body organs. and there is no control of our will on these muscles. So these are known as involuntary muscles. They don't work as per our will, and they are non-stated muscles. There are no bands, light and dark bands, and these are also known as non-skeletal muscles because they are not attached to our bones. These are present in internal organs. Third is the cardiac muscles present in heart. They work continuously without tired. Come to coordination in plants. In plants, control and coordination is done by chemical substances called plant hormones or phytohormones. There are several types of plant hormones or phytohormones, and you have to know the name of these phytohormones and their function in a very clear way, because questions are again asked to the point. And these phytohormones are auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid, and ethylene. So first we will know about the auxins. Auxins help in cell division, cell elongation, and growth. As it is related to cell division, cell elongation, then it is obvious that they are related to growth. Second is the gibberellins, help in growth of stem and branches. Growth of stem and branches and seed germination. Gibberellin helps the seed to germinate. Come to the next phytohormones, that is cytokinins. Cytokinins. The term cyto indicates that it is related to the cell. And what about the cell? It helps in cell division, formation of fruits and seeds. Next phytohormone is abscisic acid. Inhibits growth. Inhibits growth. And which hormone inhibits growth? That is the auxin. Auxin and abscisic acid are contradictory. One increase growth and the second decrease growth, and affects wilting of leaves. Wilting, you know about the wilting, मुरझाना जिसको कहते हैं. And next hormone, ethylene, helps in flowering and ripening of fruits. Again question is asked, which phytohormone is related to ripening of fruits? This is the ethylene. And which hormone is related to flowering? Sometimes you have seen that their flower buds arise but they not convert into the flower. This is due to the deficiency of ethylene phytohormones. So here we have studied about the phytohormones and their function. In the next video, I will take the topic movements in plants. It is also very important. Thank you and have a nice